right? There's jobs out there, and you're in London, which is the place to do it, right? There's Silicon Roundabout down the street, right? There's startups all the time looking for new people, and you can start up a startup, and you can be looking for new people in 5 years, right? You just need to have your own cool idea that someone else doesn't have yet, yeah? Or someone else does have, and you're just better at it than they are. Okay, some of those things, some of those applications are AI, right? I read a couple of years ago that the demand for machine learning developers will increase 10% each year for the foreseeable future. That means the number of jobs increases by 10% each year. So there's 100,000 jobs this year, there's 110,000 jobs next year, in addition to the people that have already got jobs, right? So there's jobs in machine learning. Gosh. So London's also a banking center, right? So the way you do stock trading, right, the way you build up funds is you do machine learning. The guys who are doing stock trading have machine learning algorithms. Right, I got a buddy who got his PhD at Essex, makes a lot more money than I do. He's a stock trader, got his PhD in artificial intelligence. All he does is build up AI models for doing chemical stock trading. Yeah. One of the principal theorems in artificial intelligence is there's no free lunch. There's no machine learning algorithm that does better on every task than just randomness, randomly guessing. Right? So what you need to do is you need to make your lunch. You need to learn about the domain and come up with good models for that domain. Yeah? You can use standard algorithms. You can come up with your own algorithms. Right? That's what good people do. At Imperial, they have many people who do time series prediction. People get doctorates in time series prediction. No one ever graduates with a degree, a PhD in time series prediction from Imperial College. Because after a year or two of doing it, stock traders pick them up. And they make a lot more money doing that than they would with a PhD in time series prediction. Yeah, learn to do time series prediction. No free lunch theorem, right? No algorithm beats all other algorithms. This means that you need to understand the domain. Expert systems still need to be developed. So we have expert systems that replace people, right? We've been doing that since 1970, right? We still need to figure out how to do that better, right? There are jobs in expert system development, rule-based systems, case-based reasoning, and other systems, right? Vision systems and robotic systems are in demand. Robots, robotic car. There you go. It's not really production right now, is it? Right, so Google's got their robot car. Does anyone have a car that automatically parks itself? Yeah? Is that a robotic car? Yeah. There you go. So they are production things right now. Right? Has anyone got a car that follows another car at a prescribed distance on the highway? You do? Yeah. I don't believe you. Yeah? Because that technology is not here yet. It'll be here in 5 years.
Oh, there is a car.
Yeah, they can do it. It's not production. So you don't have it. Yeah? BMW has it. Yeah, shoot.
I know how it's called. It's called a rope.
It's called a rope?
Yeah.
Rope. No, that's a different thing. You're not going 70 miles an hour down the highway with a rope. Yeah? There's real efficiency gains in that, too. So if you're traveling down the highway and someone else is slipstream, right, you're spending a lot less gas. You put more people on the road. Brilliant stuff. When we figured out. It's not a question of if we figured out. It's a question of when we figured out. We're getting there, right? So that's robotic cars. How many cars are there in the world? 22. Yeah, a lot of cars. Yeah? So there's money in robotics. You need vision for that. They have other sensors, too, that they're using. Right? Vision systems. Ontologies need to be developed. So if you want to build state-of-the-art in artificial intelligence is domain-specific systems. Right? So you build a system for a robotic car. It's not a system for being a person who can drive a car or walk down the street or talk to you in class. Right? It's a domain-specific thing. So if you want to build up some knowledge about your domain, you need an ontology. It's a good way to do it. There's lots of jobs in ontology development. They're also doing that for stock trading, because if you want to do some automatic analysis of what's happening in the chemical company, so you can buy their stocks, you need an ontology to parse their reports, the articles in the newspaper about them, things like that. Startup companies in London and beyond are making use of AI all the time. Websites frequently try to predict what people need or are going to do. Ever do that? Yeah? What do you want next? What comes first? When you do a YouTube thing and it gives you a list of 10 things to pick from? That's prediction. If you can do a better job of that, is the world going to be a path to your door? Yeah. Will YouTube be a path to your door? The way a common way to make money now is you have a nice little startup that does something interesting, like predicts better what YouTube things are going to do, right? And then YouTube buys you, right? And you become quite wealthy. Video game agents. Anyone play a video game? No? You in the back. No, sorry. You play video games, don't you? Sometimes, yeah? Do you ever play against a video game agent that's really tough to beat? Yeah? Do you ever play a video game against someone else online? Yeah? Why do you play against someone else online instead of playing against an agent?
It's easier.
It's easier?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it more interesting?
Yep.
Yeah?
What else?
And you can install.
It's more interesting, because people are more interesting than agents.
Yeah.
If your agent was more interesting, would you shop out? Would you do that? Or would you do it more often or less often? Probably less often, right? And you'd probably buy more of those things. So if you can make smarter computer agents, computer game agents, there are jobs for it.
But when people don't like smarter agents.
Well, what's smarter?
So technically, let's say with an agent, if I say, okay, what am I thinking right now in terms of numbers? And it gives me exactly the number that I'm thinking, I wouldn't like that. I'd probably prefer if it's close to it.
Right, so if you want to play a game against someone else, right, as opposed to someone play a game against an agent,
Yeah.
and you don't know the person that you're playing against is an agent or a person, right? Then it doesn't matter, right?
The agent keeps winning every time.
No, I'm not saying better, right? One way to make the typical way to make your agent better is just make it faster, right? It has more hit points, it's harder to kill, right? It's no better, you just have to hit it more times to kill it, right? We've been doing that since the 70s, right? The clever way to do it is make it clever like a person, right? We don't. Well, this is an open question. It's hard to do, right? And the world likes that. So clever is not necessarily harder to beat, right? It just goes faster. There are more of them, right? Clever is something that's clever. Well, it's interesting. Or how about, you don't have to have agents that you fight. You can also have agents that help you. Yeah? How many games do you guys play where the agents help you? Tons. Yeah?
And you just don't play the game, you just let the agent.
Okay. Here we go. To be good at AI, you need to be, this is the only bold I have in my text, good at programming. Yeah? If you can't program, you can talk about philosophy. Prior professor of AI at Middlesex University was a philosopher. Didn't do much programming. Yeah? Didn't make a living at anything except for being an academic. Yeah? It's a nice guy. Right? Not really good at AI.
Who's this, Chris?
Steve Torrance. We develop systems, and that requires programming. That's what I do. When I'm doing research, I'm developing a system or writing a paper about the system that I developed. Right? You need to be able to develop solid, bug-free systems. Right? It's not production systems. Right? So I show my code to my third-year students, and they say, "Chris, the comments in here are rubbish. You don't give us marks because we don't have comments in our code." And I say, "Yes, you're right." Right? Because it's just for me. Right? It's not bulletproof code. Right? It's good to write bulletproof code. I'm not doing it right now. For the HBP, that stuff, I'm trying to make it bulletproof so someone else can use it. You need to be able to learn and implement new algorithms. Right? So my coursework right now is to have a machine learning algorithm to categorize digits. And I said, you guys need to write the code from scratch. Do we have to develop our own algorithms? Like, no, go to the wiki, grab the algorithm, put the algorithm in comments, write the code. Yeah? You need to be able to understand the algorithm to do that. Right now, I got another one in there. If you develop new algorithms from scratch, you're going to be in demand. That's where the world is, right? So those startups, it's not about taking someone else's algorithm and dumping it in. It's about coming up with your new algorithm. You come up with new algorithms, the world, there are jobs for you. Very good jobs for you. Yeah, so that's a cool skill. Yeah? In the modern software world, systems are often integrated. Managing integration is a complex skill. Right? So what the popular language nowadays seems to be Python. But Python's a dog, right? If you want to have something run in Python, it's really slow. But of course, you don't really write much of the code in Python. What you do is you write the code in Python that ties together libraries that are written in C. Right? So you need to be able to integrate stuff. And of course, the libraries in C aren't yours, right? So they might have bugs in them in funny ways. This is tricky stuff. Right? The problem with that is we don't do that much at university because there's not time. Right? But, give it a whack. Once you got that, you can specialize. A lot of skills that can really help. So, mathematics and statistics help, right? Research methodology helps, right? We talk about research. The reason research helps is because you can learn something that's new. If you can learn something that's new, come up with a new idea, right, that's solid, that no one else has done, you can patent it and you can make a company on it, right? If you work for a company like Google and you come up with an algorithm like that, they like you and promote you, give you better stock options. That's good stuff. Me, I'm really interested and make use of psychology and linguistics. Probably not lots of jobs in psychology and AI. Some, not many. Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. So if you want to do some work in that kind of stuff, I'd love to chat with you. Right? If you want to work in a particular domain, it helps to understand that field. Right? So if you're interested in music, learn about music. There's digital music. Right? There's ways to develop new algorithms for that. We have people around here who do that, by the way. For instance, stock trading makes extensive use of machine learning. Since there's no free lunch, it would help to know more about the companies themselves. Right? This is what my buddy, the chemical stock trader, does. He knows lots about chemical companies. Right? Makes his models fit for that. Good stuff. I think that's me. Is that me? Conclusion. So, the guy woke up? Okay, good. It's a good time to wake up for the conclusion. It's okay, don't worry. Yeah? I don't know you. I'm not giving you a grade. To be good at AI, you need to be good at programming. There are lots of jobs in AI. I teach CSD 3939, which is called Programming AI. You have to write programs in that class. Right? If you want to do a thesis with me, I'm particularly interested in using simulated neurons. Yeah? For the third year, you have to do a thesis. Yeah, if you want to do it with me. Okay. Yeah? I'm happy to supervise a range of AI theses. I'm only happy supervising theses where some software is developed. If you want to come to me and say, I want to do a literature review thesis, I'd rather say no to you right now. Sometimes they make me do those. If you can program what you come to at this stage, you can make significant intellectual progress. Yeah? So if you come to me, anytime, we can do something, right? And learn something, right? I have lots of open questions for someone who can program reasonably well. I expect many of you can program reasonably well. Yeah? I'm not looking for someone to knock it out of the park, just be able to put a couple lines together. A little bit more than that. Similarly, if you'd like, you'll be in a good place to get into graduate school. Yeah? If you manage that, you'll be in a good place to get a job. So if you can program and make intellectual progress from it, good place to get a job or into graduate school. Yeah? So in the rest of year 1 and year 2, work on your programming. That's my advice to you. Become better programmers. Yeah? I don't really care about quantum encryption, right? If you can program, you get a job. Right? You can work with me. If you know about quantum encryption, it's not going to help working with me, but that's okay. Yeah? Program. Yeah? Is that clear? Yeah? You guys really need to program. I know these SOB things, right? Who's written a program that's 200 lines long or longer? Yeah? Okay, when I was an undergraduate in 1982, right, my first semester programming, we wrote programs that were 200 lines long. Right? All of us. Not just me, everyone. Yeah? That's what you do. You write longer programs. Who's written one that's over 1,000 lines long? 10,000? 100,000? Yeah?
200.
200,000 or 200 lines? Okay, so it's hard to write big programs. You don't have time to do it. Write small programs, right? Yacht has got a third-year module where he's having people join projects, right, to write open source software. So if you want to be part of writing a 100,000 line piece of software, get involved with the Linux program, right? Linux is imperfect. It's under development. You can do that, yeah? Write programs. Okay, well, after you two get an industrial placement, yeah, I realize you guys are in year 1. Try to get an industrial placement after year 2. If you can program, you can probably get an industrial placement. That's great. That's the best thing you can do, right? Get industrial placement, do some programming, come back, tell me, Chris, that's the wrong language to use. Yeah, that's the wrong machine learning algorithm, or whatever, right? I'll say, no, you're wrong, but you'll have an idea, right? That place will probably offer you a job when you're done, but you'll know more in the third year, and there'll be other places to go through. It's a great thing to get an industrial placement. When you come back for year 3, it'll be a good place to take advantage of all the opportunities available. And there are a lot of opportunities available. we really do want to do good theses with you because that helps us. You help us write good papers. You can write good papers with us. When someone writes, a few years ago, had a guy did that prepositional phrase attachment paper with me. I had an idea, he implemented it, right? We wrote a paper, I got him money for funding, and came and did a PhD with me. Right? Now he's got his company back in India. Absolutely great. Can't really think of a better way to go. Very happy fellow right now. Yeah? That's the kind of opportunities. You don't have to work with me, you can work with Raja. Maybe Barney. Yeah? There are 100 of us? 75 of us? Work with Xiaochen? Right? What are you interested in? Right? As your interests change, come and chat with us. We're flexible about it, but we can also work with you in that. Those are the opportunities I'm talking about. If, on the other hand, you can't program, you can come to me in year 3 and say, Chris, can I do a literature review thesis? And you can read some papers, write a thesis on that, and maybe you'll pass. And you probably won't learn very much, and you'll probably end up working at Tesco's. Which is, yeah, that's a drag. So learn to program. Yeah? That's me, I'm done. Any questions? Guy in the back, any questions? No. No? Okay, thanks very much. So I'm Chris Hike. So if you want to mail me, I'm at c.hike@mdx.ac.uk. I am happy to have emails from you guys. I have office hours on Thursday from 1 to 2. I'm happy to have you guys drop by. This talk, everything else is on the website. It's www.cwa.mdx.ac.uk. I got this website when I was teaching the commercial web applications module. Otherwise, it's just the same. Thanks very much.